Wake up, gamers!
Oh,
This is the most important. Yes, this is the most important week of the year. It's as we speak today. It's December 5th. When this goes up, it's December 7th. December 10th, the Game Awards are happening.
Mm-hmm. December 7th, I believe, was when Cyberpunk comes out. So
allegedly.
So this week will be an important week. You got Cyberpunk coming up. For those of you
what
that
are the
waited.
odds it gets delayed like 2 or 3 more days? Just because.
Just cause. We'll go over under 50. I don't know. I don't know what that even means. I'm just saying random things.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I did take a peek at those awards, and I kept seeing the same games for every single category.
that's normally what happens.
Yes, and that pisses me off because half the games I haven't even played. So.
So, this week on the podcast, I would like to just go through the nominees in categories of which I know of. Because there's like best esports team. I don't know any esports team.
I only
They're
know
all
like
garbage.
I only know like 3 or 4, and that's because CS:GO and
FIFA?
No, not FIFA.
We should play more FIFA.
I probably should.
We should all play more FIFA. 'Cause, man.
But then I'd have to buy like the newest FIFA every year, which I don't want to do.
No, just play whatever one you got. I think the older ones are better anyway.
The ones I have, currently actually have FIFA 20, I think, or FIFA 19, one of the two, because that came on free on what was it? I think PlayStation Plus.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or was it free, or was it like $10? That's why I bought it. Mm-hmm. I forgot. Either way, it was cheap, and I was like, all right, I'm getting this. And then the one previous to that, I had FIFA 11, which was,
Which you used to cheat.
It was like 10 years ago.
Fun times, but man. Back when sporting games were good.
That's basically what I do when it comes to sports games. I buy one copy every 10 years.
Yeah. So I'll say esports is very important to the gaming community, and I won't knock it being a part of the Game Awards.
Is Fnatic or Natus Vincere in there? Those are the only names I really know, so...
That's not that.
Those are like popular names.
Those are those guys. No.
Okay, well, never mind. So I guess America sucks then when it comes to esports.
Bro, damn won.
Or I guess
they won.
Oh, what? Who won?
Probably Korean guys. Damn won.
Oh, that's the name of the. Okay, well, yeah. Then I never heard of them.
It's pretty good.
So esports game. I don't.
The only esports game that I care about is CS:GO.
Is Call of Duty an esports game? I don't know.
Call of Duty is easily the biggest in name, I would say.
I feel like throwing Call of Duty on there is cheating.
Yeah, Call of Duty doesn't really. I mean, if you're doing that for esports, you're not exactly raking in the dough.
I think of this list, League of Legends has the highest community, has the biggest community.
League of Legends has the biggest community. Dota has the biggest prize pools. And CS:GO is probably like the biggest FPS. I would say.
And then Fortnite's on there because Fortnite would be on there.
Well, that's because Epic Games has pushed it to no end. Like, they have dumped mad cash behind it. They took all that Chinese money and they're just like, yes, let's just toss it into Fortnite.
China, man.
And then they're like, oh, the little kids got the skins. Yeah.
Oh, the children.
But that's what they do with CS:GO too, so it's not not much different, really.
So since I really don't recognize any names from the esports athletes, coach, events, I don't know any of that.
I know a few Hearthstone players, but that's about it.
Is Zaiwu one of them? Is Shotzi one of them? Is Canyon one of them? Is Showmaker? Is Crim6?
Never heard of any of these people.
Then no, neither have I.
So I guess that covers esports then?
Nicolas Cage, if you're watching this right now, explain to us why the EA Sports is essential.
I am so glad you mentioned him, because I learned something quite amazing about Nicolas Cage.
Did he buy a second pyramid?
No, but I did learn Nicolas Cage isn't Nicolas Cage's actual name.
What?
Yeah. Guess who's related to? Francis Coppola, the director of The Godfather. He's actually the son of
So he's
someone
Nicolas Coppola?
Yeah, he's a Nicolas something Coppola.
Oh.
Yeah. And he changed his name to Nicolas Cage because when he went into the...
Because his head is a bird.
Because when he went into
Your argument is invalid.
when he went into the movie biz, he's like, "No, I don't want to use my family name to, get my job." So.
Yeah, screw them, says Nicholas, whoever he is.
And so and that's how Nicolas Cage became Nicolas Cage.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So for best debut game, I know Carry On and Phasmophobia. I'm surprised. So best debut game, what that means is debut game created by a new independent studio. And I didn't even realize Phasmophobia was completely new from a new studio.
Well, I mean, it's an indie title, so...
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But it could have been from a previous indie developer.
And, by the way, that's the only game I've played on that list. And Phasmophobia is pretty fun, so,
Yeah.
I'd pick Phasmophobia.
I haven't played, but I'd give it to Phasmophobia. It looks like it'd be some stuff.
So, yeah, that one I'd give to Phasmophobia. I don't know. I don't think I
Are
can
we
think
still
of any
under
other...
EA Sports Team? Because Phasmophobia is the best EA Sports team.
They nominate a game for an esports category
Love
that
it.
isn't game.
So we need to start our own esports team. It'd be fun.
So, best multiplayer, outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massively whatever.
Okay, what?
Right off the bat, the first two games are games that I don't feel like even belong here. First of all is Animal Crossing. I like Animal Crossing. The multiplayer is horrible.
Yeah, why is it under best multiplayer?
I don't think any Switch game should be on best multiplayer because
You're talking about online.
let's be real, because Nintendo not very good with online services. Their track record does not speak too well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's only $20. That's what you're paying for. That's why it's crappy.
You get what you get,
No, if Nintendo asked the children to pay the full $60, then they would have the good internet. Just saying.
Yeah, so Nintendo's just like, yeah, we can't afford the new, the nice shiny servers like Sony and Microsoft.
Oh my god, did you guys hear about the PSP 5G handheld?
What?
This is a thing?
I think it was a thing that was canceled, but they were it was set around to release like a little bit before they announced the PlayStation 5, and that they were gonna kill Nintendo with it because it was gonna be like a 5G handheld that.
And then I guess they couldn't pull it off.
No, some about like it was gonna basically be a Stadia platform.
Oh.
So that
That's probably what killed it.
Yeah, you would stream games from a service.
Yeah, not gonna work.
Yeah, I'm like, oh. But it looked cool. It had Horizon Zero Dawn on it.
Best multiplayer. The second game that comes up on the list is Among Us, and I'm not
that
saying...
multiplayer is also garbage.
There's that. There's also the fact that it came out in 2018. We're talking about 2020 Game Awards here.
That's what I was gonna ask, because I wanted to be certain. So everything on this list, or if we're gonna give an award to something, it should be within the year, right?
Yes.
No, I think because Among Us really blew up in the fact that people aren't going out. And they're just
or if
staying in
it's
their
December of the previous year, because it misses the the award show, I guess, right?
But it was 2018. Like, you would be talking December 2019.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Well,
So then the other three are the only ones I would say should remain on the list. Valorant, I don't know anything about, and Call of Duty is stupid. Fall Guys, I feel like should win.
Fall Guys is actually I played it. It's fun. It has a really smooth multiplayer too. So I haven't had much.
You're just little bean people. Yeah. Fall Guys is pretty good.
Yeah, I'd give it to that.
If I had to predict who would win, even though they shouldn't, it would be Among Us or Fall Guys. And so that's what it comes down to. Two of the biggest things that happened this year, even if Among Us was already a game and just people started playing it this year.
Mm-hmm. No, it just took the one streamer that was huge and toxic and just did the worst things ever. But people be like, "Oh man, I want to do that."
Want to know what is a great
I was
game
one of those. Huh?
That's multiplayer. That doesn't look very nice, but it's very fun. Space Station 13. No one here has probably heard of it, and probably a lot of people who watch this would never have heard of it.
Nicolas Cage has heard of it.
Plus, not Nicolas Cage. But yeah, no, like it's a very obscure game. It's free to play, and it's on the PC, of course. And just about any computer can play it because it's pretty dang old, and it has a very fun role playing community too. Mm-hmm. Really good game. I recommend it. Check it out. Yeah.
So
the next two categories are things. that include things that Ismont would know.
Oh.
So for sports and racing, sports games, like racing game, Dirt 5, F1, and then FIFA 21, and then NBA 2K21, and then Tony Hawk.
All right, so the only two that are viable here, for me at least, would be Tony Hawk and FIFA. Because
I was about to say I haven't played Tony Hawk, but I'd give it to Tony Hawk.
Because I know the Tony Hawk games are actually pretty solid.
Yeah.
Based on what I've seen.
And I can say for certain that NBA 2K is not solid in any way.
No.
Yeah, we haven't.
No.
I'm telling you, man, we're gonna get to 2021. We're gonna have NBA 2K 2023, and like they're just advancing in the years, man.
No, what NBA 2K likes to do is just everything you pay for. So even in game, it's just like it's a nice little gotcha experience.
But I paid $60+ for that game. $70 if it's on the new console that I don't own.
Well, guess what? You're gonna pay some more.
So
see, with Tony Hawk, there's none of that. You just get in and you just do the moves.
Even FIFA is pretty good about the whole gotcha thing because
the gotcha happens in real life for FIFA.
Yeah, it's only for the online.
FIFA knows not to put it in their games, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say Tony Hawk for there, and then next category is best sim strategy. So you got.
By the way, hands down, it's Crusader Kings 3.
Yeah, there it is.
Asked.
It's right in front.
I just wanted to say that there is no one else that could take it because Crusader Kings 3 came out this year, and if that game comes out the same year as any other game, it's gonna beat out.
Well, okay. So what about XCOM Chimera Squad? What about Microsoft Flight Simulator?
Flight Simulator, no.
Gears Tactics does not belong on any best list. I'm just gonna say that. I don't even know what Desperados
the only other two contenders would be Wasteland and probably the Microsoft Flight Simulator. But let's be real, Crusader Kings 3 all the way.
It's a little unfair to strategy games because they just lump it with sim strategy. It's sim/strategy.
Yeah.
It's a little unfair to the strategy games.
Well, I mean, because the simulator, Crusader Kings 3 is gonna win.
Yeah.
The Microsoft Flight Simulator has a very niche community, but it's not gonna be like as popular as Crusader Kings 3.
Microsoft Flight Simulator as a simulator, it's like the most accurate simulator. Like
Yeah.
the whole world is mapped out. It's amazing. It's a marvel. It's just, again, that's,
there's less gameplay.
That's it's kind of just dumb to lump sim and strategy together.
Definitely. But no, Crusader Kings 3 wins it out. I would. Chimera Squad was more like a small experience, so I wouldn't really. Not getting any awards from me. But I mean, like XCOM is great, but Chimera Squad was more like a short little fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So family games, best family games. I'm going to name the first one last because I know it's the one that we want to win.
So
there's.
Is it SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom?
Let me see. Did that make it? No, it didn't. Thank God. SpongeBob did not make it.
What about Mario 30th Anniversary or whatever?
I don't think that counts.
It's a remake, so yeah.
It's not even a remake. They're just ports.
Or re-release, whatever you call it. You know what I meant.
A report.
In the list is Crash Bandicoot 4, Fall Guys, Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, the thing where you have the Mario Kart and you get to play it in real life.
That actually sounds so much fun.
Minecraft Dungeons, no. And Paper Mario,
Didn't the Dungeons thing come out like last year or something?
No, it came out this year. I don't remember.
Okay, whatever. I just have a feeling it came out long before.
And then, of course, at the top of the list, the one that's going to win, Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Let's be real. Animal Crossing was going to win that in a heartbeat, so...
Oh, yeah. Even though Animal Crossing treats their supporters terribly and awful, and they take all the things away.
They do? What do they do?
Well, I mean, the whole... there was a big one. The fact that you couldn't move your save data at all. Like, you were confined to just one cartridge.
Did they end up fixing that, Chris? Do you remember?
About what?
The save thing for Animal Crossing? Because they said they were going to implement that later. Did they end up doing that?
Oh, I have a feeling they didn't.
Oh, okay. Because I know that they said that they were going to eventually implement it, but I don't know if they actually did.
Yeah, they just kept saying eventually. Until it stopped caring.
Yeah, they really like to screw people over, but what can you do, I guess.
Go or
Okay. So next is one of my favorite genres, even though I don't play them too often, fighting games.
Yeah?
Loaded with games I don't know of, and then Mortal Kombat 11, Street Fighter.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat 11.
See,
Street Fighter 5 Champion Edition. That game's 3 years old.
The only time I play fighting games is when I'm here.
This should not be on the
guys.
list. We're not even going to say what it is.
Wait, what was it?
And then,
Let me just read it. Okay.
and then there's that, and I don't even know what that is.
I think that's supposed to be I want to say like Fate Stay Night spin-off thing, but I might be wrong.
Under Night in Birth EXE.
Never mind, I have no idea.
Oh, this is an Under Night game? Holy... Okay.
All I know,
Under Night...
it says ASCII's, and I do like ASCII's games.
This game is notorious for how much no one cares about it. Street Fighter 5 Edition or Champion Edition is just, it runs smoother, I
Didn't
guess.
Mortal Kombat also come out like a while ago, too?
Well,
No, but they're still getting content. So like it's
that doesn't count though.
Actually, I'd say either Grand Blue or Mortal Kombat might take it. I haven't played Grand Blue, but I only heard people just wanting to slob on its knob all the time.
Well, something I forgot to mention for the sim strategy game.
I'm kind of surprised Dragon Ball FighterZ isn't on there.
I noticed they didn't put any of the new Total War game in there.
oh well.
Yeah, which besides it wasn't like a mainline game. It was one of the I forgot what they call it, but like the Saga games. There you go. That they categorize them as now.
Where's Ghost of Tsushima, Christopher?
It's coming
It's
up.
coming.
We
It's in
haven't
there.
reached
I've
this
seen
genre yet.
Is the genre actual contenders for Game of the Year?
Yes.
The category that matters. And it's like, oh, here.
Anyways, my game of the year is probably Crusader Kings 3.
Okay. Well,
Just saying.
maybe. Okay. I guess since we already went over it, but we'll get to actual game of the year category.
I don't think it's on there. That's why I mention it now.
Oh, you're voting with your heart.
Okay. So the next category is role-playing games, and
The classic
Is there a
RPGs.
Persona in there?
yeah, Royal's on there.
Yeah, Royal.
But didn't Royal come out?
Shut up, Ismail. Royal.
Well, Royal came out this year.
Oh, it did,
Even
okay.
if Persona 5 is a few
Yeah,
years
right
old.
before all the badness happened.
Oh, Joker, did you do it?
Man, he stole everyone's hearts and driving people crazy.
There it is, Wasteland 3.
Oh yeah, Wasteland 3.
And then Yakuza Like a Dragon. Oh, jeez. Why'd you do that?
Like a dragon.
You guys didn't see what happened, but all Chris did was just swipe, and then it went flying through the lid. Now he has to find his place again.
Okay.
Like a dragon.
Like a Dragon. Also, Genshin Impact is in there, and I like it. I don't think it should win. And the one that if I had to say based on game journalists' opinions, the one that I think is going to win, now the list is broken.
He keeps swiping left and ain't swiping.
Well, it's Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's the other one on the list. And if I had to say what was actually going to win, I would say Remake. Even if I've been down on it, I just...
So, based on that list, though, I'd go with Royal, because Royal.
Because
Even though I haven't played it yet,
yeah.
it's still Persona 5, so, you know. But no, best RPG, though, Crusader Kings 3.
Well, does it count? It's in the strategy category.
No, it is strategy RPG.
It's
so
not allowed to
therefore,
count because it's in the strategy category.
No, do you want, no, it gets both.
Yeah, no, it is taking itself out of the race. Sorry, Ismail.
No, you guys should play it, though. It's so much fun.
Yeah?
Yeah, I should just get you both copies. We can play together. It'll be good fun. Although it's PC only.
Yeah, so get us our own PCs and yeah, I'll be down to
that-
play.
It sounds like so much money, though.
Yeah.
Now, what does that say about the game if you were like, yeah, totally, I'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
dang.
I mean, it's tempting, though. I'm not going to lie.
So, the next category is Best Action/Adventure Game. Which to me is weird to be like, oh, it's... Well, I'll get to that later because there's another category
Well, I
that's
mean,
just like
for
the
action
same
adventure,
thing.
I think these would include like your what's called open world.
Yeah, well,
Side-
adventure
side-scrolling.
games.
Yeah.
Well, the thing
Does
is...
Grand Theft Auto classify as an adventure game?
No, I think it
Yeah.
classifies more like action RPG.
It's not an RPG.
No, not RPG, huh? No, never mind.
It's action-adventure.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
Well, that's
There you go.
Well, I'll get to
I'll
that
be-
later because of a different category. But for the action-adventure, Best Action-Adventure, there's the recent Assassin's Creed, Ghost of Tsushima, Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and the heartthrob of the gaming scene, Last of Us Part 2.
What do you mean heart-throbbing scene? People were just showing all over the screen when that game came out.
Yeah,
They're like, no, get it out of here.
Well, that's the thing. Half
So-
the people were that, and then the other half weren't
Kevin,
that.
have
The
you been able to
exact
play
opposite.
Spider-Man Miles Morales?
Vicariously through other content creators, yes.
So why is this on this list if it just came out? Does it count?
Is
Should it
my
count?
have you
By-
not seen anything of Spider-Man?
I mean, but have you been able to play it? Is the question.
By all technical means, it counts. I think the only stipulation about being nominated in the Game Awards is a week before the nominations are announced. You have to have had at least a week playing the game, and that's it. Everything else that came out a week before counts.
Fair enough.
I wouldn't give it to Spider-Man though, because Spider-Man's not a
I think it's
complete
between
game.
Star Wars, because it was the first good
no,
Star Wars game in forever.
I want to give it to Ghost, but I didn't know Star Wars had wormed its way into selection, so now I don't know, because Star Wars is pretty
Yeah, because
pretty
Ghost of
solid.
Tsushima and Star Wars, I think, would be the two contenders for me.
Mhm.
'Cause
I would be
that's-
happy if either of those won, if I'm going to be honest.
For me, I have no idea what, because I know what the voting jury is for the Game Awards. It's game news outlets, and that includes places like IGN, GameSpot, other things.
If that's
you
the
could
case,
think
Last
of.
of Us is going to win.
Yes, that's what I think. You got game journalists being like, "Oh man, this is such a triumph" or whatever. And I mean, I look at that game and I'm like, this game has the gameplay of a PS3 game and the story of I don't even know what.
Yeah, even farther back generation.
See, I still need to play The Last of Us 1 to play The Last of Us 2, which is why I haven't played The Last of Us 2.
No, you could play Last of Us 1 and then stop and then be happy.
That's what I've heard. And
Yeah,
so,
see? From all the right people, don't play Last of Us 2.
so that's probably what's going to end up happening. But yeah,
Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm currently playing Last of Us 1 on my PS4. Man,
it's a good game.
solid game.
The
I would
so-
have loved if the first one was on the list and not the second one. That would have been no problem.
The story is really nice. I didn't expect who to die so quickly though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I expected her to live for a little longer, and then, but no.
You're like, oh man, this is a cool female main character, and then
Yeah.
you're like, nope, can't have that.
yeah, no, they got rid of her real quick, and I was like, well,
Also, one of the strongest opening scenes I'd say in a game in a long time. Part 2 didn't have that.
what was the opening scene?
You have to hold your crying daughter as she dies in your hands.
Oh yeah, no.
Also,
no,
that
was
child actress who had the death wails of a little girl. Ooh, good job, whoever you are. If you're watching this in Nicolas Cage's Pyramid, please add us.
You just get a nice little Kevin. Just
yeah.
just randomly pop.
On the Twitter account you don't have.
Yes.
So, this is the category that, to me, makes the action-adventure category strange. Best action game. Just action. Not...
Well, this would be more like a kind of like an on-rail shooter sort of thing. When I say on-rail, I mean more like COD.
Mhm.
That's
Well,
probably
I think
what
it would be better to just explain the games in this category are Doom Eternal, Hades, Half-Life Alyx, Neo 2, and Streets of Rage 4. Action.
only
In the
one that's
first
like-
place, it's Half-Life Alyx. I would put that in the adventure column. And then
But
Ori and the
but
Will
it's-
of the Wisps, I would put that not in the action-adventure column. This is a weird
No, but
stipulation.
I think for Half-Life Alyx, I think it's okay to put on the action column though. And that's because it's not much of an adventure because it's not like open world. There's not much adventuring.
Mhm.
It's pretty much straightforward. This is the way you go. There's no left or right turns. It's just straight.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Is Neo 2 like that, Kevin?
That's the one I was going to say.
Yeah,
Seems a bit off.
Neo 2 is basically a Souls game that's not open world, which actually I think I like. It has definitive levels and
Okay,
sections.
so it is pretty straight forward. Okay then. So I guess then that can fit on because that's what I would think of just action, and that's what separates action from adventure. Because adventure,
yeah, adventure
is
you're
you're-
find where you need to go.
Yeah, exactly. You need to go I can go left or I can go right, kind of thing.
But
At least that's how
also
I
Neo
define
2,
adventure.
man, I love Neo 2. Neo 2 is great.
I feel like they should just instead of saying action adventure, just say adventure because that's
Probably.
clearly that's clearly what that is, and then action is what it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just a little weird.
I think it's because there's not really any adventure games that are just adventure games.
But
You know
then,
what I mean?
well, why is that like inherent to the genre of adventure that you don't do anything in it? That's what? Like, why not just adventure game? Because then
Man of Medan was just an adventure game.
that I would not consider that even an adventure game.
No,
because we were on a set path.
No, we not initially, not the first time around.
Well, I mean, we were on a set path the minute Kevin killed off a certain someone.
Man, it always. Man, that
Because
game.
we even
We
tried to...
tried to save him, and the game said no. He dies anyway.
Literally.
Man.
The game did not like us trying to save him.
So the next category, and the only reason I want to bring up this category is for one thing in particular, innovation and accessibility. The reason I want to bring it up is for a game Grounded. Do you remember, like, it's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. You're small children, and he ended up tiny, and you're like in your backyard. And...
See, for accessibility, I wouldn't give it for that, but innovation, definitely. Because it was a very innovative idea.
No, hear me out. Accessibility. You come across giant spiders in the game.
Yeah.
There's an arachnophobia slider to turn the spiders into, like, just bouncing around blobs.
Oh, yeah. Yep, okay, I know what you're talking about. That is true.
What?
There's actually a handful of games that do that now, though. There's, like, an arachnophobia box that you just click, and then it turns the spiders into something else.
What if there's a non-arachnophobia box that just makes them super realistic and, like, fantastical? In your kiddie, like, Nintendo game.
You know what? If I ever made a game, I'll put that nice little arachnophobia box. They click on it, and it just turns into giant spiders.
Oh yeah, joke's on you.
just to worsen the arachnophobia. And if you left it unchecked, you're fine. It's just like the spiders are like tiny, like you can just step on them. It's all good.
So the next category, I don't think we would be able to say much about it. Best VR/AR, virtual or augmented reality.
Beat Saber, of course. If it's not on the list, then this Game Awards.
But it came out years ago.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
but it's
Half-Life
so good.
Alyx is probably the one that's the
Half-Life
VR.
Yeah, Half-Life Alyx is on there. Have you played it, Ismar?
I own it because I bought a VR headset.
Mhm.
The Valve Index comes with it.
Oh, it does. Okay.
Yes. I didn't have enough space to download it. So it's just kind of sitting in my Steam library waiting for me to open it up one day and play it. Also, my room does not have much space, as you guys can attest to.
Fun time.
I was playing the virtual reality, the Rick and Morty game,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and I kept hitting my bed. Because for whatever reason, Rick and Morty doesn't let you. It doesn't. The space is bigger than my actual space, right? Versus like other games that I play, I can set the amount of space I use. But for whatever reason, Rick and Morty's like, nah, this is how much space you need, and yeah,
Mm.
I can't. Sometimes there's items I can't reach, and I just have to like.
For those who can't see, meaning everyone, he was wiggling his arm around in a strange angle.
Yes.
Oh my god, Christopher, do you remember me, you, and Greg were watching the first episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and then they transformed into the big robot, and the big robot did the big dumb hand thing and fumbled the sword. Do you remember that?
Yeah, he just glazed over the sword at once.
No, it zoomed in on his hand, and he
Wiggled his fingers around.
like he fondled the handle, and they switched hands. It was bad.
I remember watching the Power Rangers movie. That's pretty good though.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually pretty good. You know, what's it called? Movie.
Nothing.
Thing.
You don't got nothing in your brain, do you?
No, I really don't. I couldn't think of the word I was thinking of.
It's just it's a movie. There you go. You liked it. You enjoyed it.
Like a cartoon tie-in. I get whatever you call it. That's what
It's
I was
not.
trying to... No, I don't know. Whatever.
Wait, are you talking about the one from the 80s or from a couple years ago?
A couple years ago.
Okay, that wasn't a tie-in.
Well, whatever.
Nothing
Not
came
tie-in.
from
Well, forget it.
No, yeah, Power Rangers was cool. Also, the Green Ranger was there in the crowd. Did you guys see?
What?
He was.
Yeah, I believe the actor who played the Green Ranger in the original show and the actress who played the Pink Ranger, they're in the crowd snapping Google pictures of the fight at the end of the movie.
Mm.
I didn't know that, but I watched it and went back and seen it. I was like, oh yeah.
So
Also, Zordon was making crack cocaine or the methamphetamines while the Power Rangers were gone.
wow, epic. So
Because Zordon had lung cancer.
so,
All right.
so the next category, best community support. Recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and whatever the hell.
So
else.
is Smash Melee on there?
Know what? It probably should be. But Apex, Destiny 2, Fall Guys, Fortnite, No Man's Sky, and Valorant. I think for No Man's Sky and Destiny 2 to be on this list, their community deserves some kind of award.
Then it has to be No Man's Sky, because think of it. You got shafted. You got shafted hard at the very start.
Yeah, to stick with that, you know what? Give it to them.
I know, really. Like, they got shafted so stinking hard. And then, next thing you knew, No Man's Sky actually became No Man's Sky. Which is quite amazing, really.
Yeah.
It went from a piece of trash to No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. Does that mean it's any good now? Or
Well,
is
it
still
is
not
actually pretty good now.
Oh, okay.
From what I've they've really
Nicolas Cage might have been confused.
yeah, no, they updated the game quite a lot
Mhm.
over the past since it came out and had that really really bad release that destroyed everyone's
Perception of the game.
yeah.
How it turned out there really wasn't anything more than finding worlds.
Which by the way, I had no expectations of No Man's Sky, so when I actually played it, I wasn't expecting anything, and I kind of enjoyed it. And everyone was crapping on it, and I got bored after a while because there's not much else to do.
That's
and then
That's probably why you were expecting nothing and got anything. So you were like, okay. Everybody else was expecting the whole world of this game, and they got nothing.
yeah, which I've been burned before from games, so I get it. I know how it feels.
Also, side note, if Star Wars Fallen Order wins an award, I feel like that's our fast track to getting a sequel. I'm just saying, because all of those other games, I want that game to get a sequel.
See, all I want is another Knights of the Old Republic.
I also want that so much, but
BioWare is it dead? Or is
Might
it
as well be.
fair enough?
What was it? The last time we looked,
and you know what? EA killed it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not in the cool way, like, oh yeah, they're killing it. No. EA put a knife in BioWare's throat, and then as BioWare choked on its garbling blood, it
they
just
put another
laughed.
one in the back.
Yes.
That's how it is. That's a shame. So,
Also, Disney, can you sell Star Wars so we can get a Force Unleashed 3?
no, because it makes
Please?
them money.
Man.
Well, not after that last movie, right? Or the last two movies.
Yeah, after... Man! Why hasn't Disney sold Star Wars already? Oh, is it because The Mandalorian's keeping it alive? God.
The Mandalorian's keeping it alive.
Speaking of selling things, though, did you know that AT&T is selling CNN?
What?
You
Why
wanna buy
doesn't
it?
they own?
AT&T convince Disney to sell Star Wars?
What if Disney
on,
just bought
Lucasfilm.
CNN? That'd be pretty funny.
That would be funny.
Man.
Disney just goes and buys CNN. Oh, no. Actually, don't do that, Disney. Please don't. I don't want my news just to be Disney characters. Actually, no. Maybe I'll be okay with that.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
They can make their natural disasters more interesting.
I guess so, huh?
Like anytime where tornado or earthquake hits, it just has a grumpy face.
And then Winnie the Pooh, the orb. Would
Also,
be-
Chinese CNN. Oh, man. The fact that they didn't just take his character out at all, they just put a white orb on him is ridiculous. Does he speak? Do we have audio from any of those clips?
Yeah, he still speaks. He still has his lines.
See, I would have loved if they took the sound out too, and he's just an orb of light pantomiming.
No, Kevin. Imagine
voiceless lines.
CNN, and your host is Winnie the Pooh, the orb.
Man, that'd be pretty good.
That would be good. You know
Speaking
what's...
of Winnie the Pooh in China, what about those? What about Mulan? Has any of us seen it yet?
No.
No.
You
Still?
would be able to watch it if you had paid that $30 on Disney Plus,
I
but
saw it on DVD somewhere. I think it was at Walmart.
somebody bootlegged it.
No, it's just on DVD.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can just go buy it off DVD.
Then you can just then why would you pay the $30 on Disney Plus?
I think it's because no one paid the $30 on Disney Plus that it's now on DVD.
Well, there we go. That's how you do it. Don't buy into this stupid crap, and then they have no choice but to submit.
Yes. Under our boot.
But also, in the first place, I don't want to buy. I don't even want to watch Mulan. So never. You know what?
Yeah, but with the wall running, and the internment camps.
Oh God.
The internment camp wall running.
I still can't believe that they had the gall to
pretty
film
funny.
it at the internment camps and then put the credits thanking the people that run the internment camps. God.
No, they got to. Otherwise, they get copyright infringements. And then,
Yeah. Speaking of that China money,
oh, I love China money.
best mobile game.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say best Chinese game, just because.
Oh man, that would be great if they had to do that. They were like, "Hey China, guess what? We have some money now."
Oh.
And then of course it'd be like Valorant on that list, right? With what are the ones? Fortnite, I guess. Well, no, Epic Game.
Fortnite's Korean. PUBG is Chinese.
Is it?
Is that why it runs like jank?
I mean, it makes sense.
No, because
really,
a couple
that
of
game-
coworkers are always trying to get me to play. I'm like, no, it doesn't play well. They're like, yeah, well, it, and then they have no retort. They just say I'm right, but let's play anyway.
But PUBG is great. The only problem is its servers are not the best.
Yeah, that's no good, and it's
Yeah.
incredibly unresponsive.
Yeah, those are the issues I tend to have with. PUBG.
Also, it's buggy still.
Well, I mean that's any battle royale game.
No,
Unless Fortnite.
not this game, man. I feel like if there was a category for remained unfixed, I think that PUBG should go.
You know
in
what?
there.
What game actually runs really well? Fortnite. I will not lie. It runs really smooth.
Mm-hmm.
It really does.
It runs the way you would expect a video game to do so.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean that is something. I guess Fortnite can take the compliment and run.
No, yeah, get out of here.
So on the mobile game
Yes.
list, you got your Among Us, you got Call of Duty Mobile, you got Genshin Impact, Legends of Runeterra, and Pokemon Cafe Mix.
See, I was actually about to download Legends of Runeterra yesterday, and then I think I got distracted, and so I ended up not doing so because I've been pissed off at Hearthstone lately because they did this whole new progression system, which because Blizzard, I want to strangle Blizzard, but no. So what they did was the old system to get gold, for free to play, right?
Yeah.
You get a quest a day, and before you can get something between 60 gold every day, roughly. Now, the new progression system is like a battle pass system. And so you have to get XP to get the gold,
Yeah, see, that's dumb.
to level up, right? And the XP they give you is not enough to level up in a single day. And if you're lucky, you get some weekly quests too. So like the amount of gold that you're getting overall is a lot less than what you were getting before. And so, yeah, they really, really just shoved a nice big old shaft right up everyone's bums.
Oh, no.
That Blizzard.
Just the shaft. No
Yeah,
head, no...
Yep, just
All
the shaft.
Oh, rough.
Yeah.
So-
No, it was. So I was gonna play Legends of Runeterra just to check it out because I do like my card games and I
Yeah,
wanted to.
also, Fall Guys, the mobile version is awful.
You
Doesn't
mean
the-
Among
I
Us?
didn't even know.
Yeah,
Among Us.
yeah,
Oh, well,
sorry.
I mean,
But,
it's okay. It's meh. The connection is pretty bad though.
No, but then it runs okay. It's smooth for a little bit, and then you go to update it, and then the update never updates.
See, I was gonna say I give it to Genshin Impact, even though I've never played it, because I've heard good things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
um,
Genshin Impact is blowing up right now, so good for
Yeah,
them.
on this list, I gotta say, I've heard Kevin's stories of Among Us on mobile, and it sounds like it's horrible.
I've played it. No, it runs fine for me, but
Because the game's so fun, you'll play in spite of its huge flaws.
but
boy.
it does disconnect you a lot,
Yeah.
particularly after you're done with the game, and so you have to reconnect to the server.
And Call of Duty Mobile, I imagine, looks really good for a mobile game, but then it's just Call of Duty, so who cares? Legends of Runeterra, I could see that winning because, if it beats out Hearthstone, then it's probably going to win amongst the mobile community.
Yeah,
Pokemon Cafe Mix, it looks, it's
I
got a
haven't
nice
played.
art style.
Is it? How does it play? Do you know, Chris?
It's a puzzle. It's a puzzler.
Never
you
mind.
Do a puzzle game. Your cafe gets better.
I mean, you had me interested until you said puzzler.
It's made by this is what infuriates me. It's made by the team that made Pokemon Coliseum and XD.
Oh,
Such wasted talent.
Yes.
I just wanted a new Pokemon Coliseum XD Gale of Darkness, game. I don't know. I just want something like that,
I don't know. Give me a Pokemon RPG game where I could create my own personal avatar, and then I actually get to train my Pokemon.
Man, I've always wanted to play a Pokemon game where I'm like the Nurse Joy or like the Officer Jenny.
Oh, you just want to be running the Pokemon in universe and shit?
Yeah,
that'd be pretty good.
Or like the gym. It'd be pretty fun.
Yeah. So we got 10 categories left, and we've got 19 minutes left to record. I think let's this best indie game. There's Carrion, there's Fall Guys, Hades, Spelunky 2, Spiritfarer.
I have never played any of these except but I played Fall Guys and Spelunky 2.
I look at Hades and I'm like, that's a well-crafted game. I look at Fall Guys and I say, that's a really fun game. Carrion is a great concept because it's like you're the movie monster.
Oh, it's that one.
And then you tear apart people.
See, I always get confused by that name because I don't know what it is. I've seen videos of it. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, no, that actually sounds pretty cool.
So I guess for indie game, I'd probably give it to that. That's mainly because Spelunky 2 is just Spelunky 1.
Yeah, there's not what you see is what you get.
Yeah, it's Spelunky 1, but just a little bit shinier.
A little bit, a few more mechanics.
Yeah, and I was never really good at Spelunky 1, so
Yeah, no, me neither. It was free with Xbox Live many moon ago, and then.
Oh no! Do you want what should be on that list? Rogue Legacy 2. Because that came out. And I quite liked Rogue Legacy 1. It was also really good. So for indie game, I'd give it to Rogue Legacy 2. It's not on there, but just saying.
Okay, so...
Yeah, but indie games, yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Best ongoing, awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time.
Okay, this one should go to No Man's Sky then, right?
There it is.
Yeah,
at the end of the list.
What else was there?
Fortnite out of Fortnite, Call of Duty out of Call of Duty, Destiny 2, okay, and Apex.
Yeah, the No Man's Sky, hands down, when it comes to best ongoing support. Because if you turn a game from trash to good, that's pretty solid.
Where's Dragon Ball FighterZ on this list?
Well, because it doesn't transform your experience at all.
No, I want more Goku.
No, they do things like balance patches every so often, which makes... But I mean, I wouldn't give it an award for nerfing some characters into non-existence and buffing other characters that had no business.
You know what else could be on that list? Any Paradox game. Because they just keep adding DLC to
it. So next category. This I just want to name because I might be curious to look up these games. Games for impact. For a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. If Found, that's the name, If Found. Kentucky Route Zero TV Edition.
I think I have that game, but I never played it. So
Spiritfarer, Tell Me Why.
I think that was one of the ones that we saw on a...
Through the Darkest of Times.
The Tell Me Why one. I think that one we what was it? It was on a list
For going through titles, I want to give it to that last one because
well, maybe it was E3 or something. I forgot what it was, but there was some sort of game show we were going through.
Xbox games. That was during the Series X showcase.
Yeah, and that was one of the ones that I wanted to take a peek at because it was a what's it called? Kind of like a choose your own adventure, like visual novel-esque, Telltale thing.
Yeah, now that I remember, it actually did look really cool.
Yeah.
So I guess it came out. Maybe it came out with the Series X. Maybe it came out before.
I know Whatever. I know it's on. I don't know if it's. I don't think it's console exclusive. I think it's on PC as well because I've seen it around.
These all sound pretty interesting, but I don't know anything about them, so I can't speak.
I don't know what year this game came out, but there is this one game about the revolution in, I think, Iran, and that was actually a really good game. It's called I think. Black.
Okay, but what was the strong message that would get the award for?
Well, no, it was just about the revolution, and it was like history, and it was showing
these games have messages. It's not.
Well, it does have a message.
Okay, that's what I asked. What's the
message? Is the ends justify the means, and there was just a lot. There was a lot to it because
there you go. Now that sounds like a contender.
It's about the revolution, and it's about what happened and that kind of thing, and then them overthrowing the king, sort of deal. and then everything goes because they go into like a religious what's it called?
Hierarch?
I don't know.
Zealot?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, you have that religious zealotry that kind of rules a nation.
Mm.
Yeah, instead of having a democracy, which is what they were aiming for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Really good game. Really short. It's like 2 hours.
sounds pretty good, but then we Americans ain't like your kind, is Mott.
I'm not Iranian.
No, what he means to say is you're a cut above Ismont.
And we don't like that.
Yeah, it reminds us of our own stupor. How dare you? Man.
So... Okay.
All right, fair enough. Let's carry on.
So now we're getting into the sort of the wild things.
Mm-hmm.
Best performance, voiceover or acting in a video game. So as you might expect, we got Ashley Johnson as Ellie and Laura Bailey as Abby in Last of Us Part 2. Then there's also Daisuke Tsuji as Jin Sakai in Ghost of Tsushima, Logan Cunningham as Hades in Hades, and Naji Jeter as Miles Morales in Miles Morales.
See, I haven't played any of these games, and so
Because Miles is a certain ethnicity, I feel like that game is more ruled by music than actual voice acting. No, I mean in a good way, in the sense that you're like, oh man, like Chris, you revealed that you're into the hip hop. You actually
so
like Morales.
he's hipping and hopping all over the place?
He sure is, and you're like, oh man, it's getting down. And then that's why a lot of people couldn't record themselves playing, because they all got copyright, infringement rights against them. But
Yeah. And me and Greg streamed all of Ghost of Tsushima. Check that out on our Twitch page, our YouTube page. I think
Come on,
the
Nicolas Cage.
beans on stream.
Yeah. So, but we played it in Japanese, so I can't speak to Daisuke's performance as Jin. I can speak to the Japanese guy's performance, and he was really good.
Solid.
Other than that,
I played my first playthrough was in English. No, he does a pretty good job.
So
I am also
who do you give it to?
boycotting Last of Us Part 2, so I would give it to.
I know that's what we want,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, if you honestly consider,
I don't know how they did, so I can't speak to their performances.
I mean, look at you. Just watch the cutscenes. Like, honestly, spoil yourself on the game because it's not that good. I'm just saying it right now, Ismont.
Well, I was kind of hoping to keep it out of my mind.
No, you can watch it, and then that way you don't have to play it. You could be like, oh, thank goodness I didn't spend hours only to get this steaming pile.
I don't know. We'll get there eventually.
Because the first one's a shining star, and then that second one is just a prolapsed.
All right, what's the next one, Chris?
Okay.
Thinking about the things I just said, man, that image. Ooh.
Audio design. Hey, there's Resident Evil 3.
Oh.
Audio design?
Last of Us 2 is, of course, there. Ghost of Tsushima, Half-Life Alyx, and Doom Eternal. Like, audio, I think, so we're talking about how good does the game sound?
Mm-hmm.
And, I gotta say, freaking Doom Eternal sounds like a freaking gore fest the way you want it to.
Oh, okay, no, that's good.
Now, is Doom Eternal different from the other Doom game that came out?
No, it's a sequel.
Oh, it's a sequel. And so does it have that same lady voice that the other one has?
Voice?
I think lady voice, or was it the Doom? I don't know. I haven't played Doom.
When you cut a guy's head off, does it sound like you cut a guy's head off?
It sounds good enough.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know. They can't exactly... I wish, but they can't just saw a guy's head off in the studio to catch that sound.
I mean, all you gotta do is take one of those videos.
They do what they did on Until Dawn. You get a bunch of dead pigs and you just record the sound of cutting them in half.
God, they really did that.
Did you never play Until Dawn?
No. But they did that for the sounds.
No, as one of the gags, the guy dressed up like a pig body as him, but then he and then he cut it in half to simulate cutting a person in half.
Wow.
And the people were like, woof, woof. But then we're like, yeah, no jokes on you guys. It was just a piggy.
No, I remember that bit. I think yeah. No, I thought you meant like in order to make the sound, the people that made the game went ahead and sawed a pig, and I was like, God, that is dedication to your craft.
Yeah. I don't know. How do you know they didn't?
I don't know. I just hope they ate the pig afterwards, Not wasted.
So, I'm sure all those games have good audio design. As a horror, Resident Evil 3, solid. Other than that, best score and music, and Doom Eternal. I'm sure you Ismat.
Mm-hmm.
Hades is also like that. Ori, Last of Us 2, and Final Fantasy 7.
But no, it'd be between Doom Eternal and Final Fantasy 7 because both have good musical scores.
Yeah, 7 just does sound amazing. I'm glad that they did it the way that they did. Orchestral. Yoko Shimomura is probably my favorite game composer. She does Kingdom Hearts. She does most of the Final Fantasies. Except 7 Remake, that was Nobu Uematsu.
They have really good music.
Those are always great. Like,
really good composition when it comes to.
I could also give
music.
it to Doom Eternal because it's like it's not just metal, it's super good metal. It's like it's like they got the best out of whoever they did it with.
They know how to get you hyped for the killing.
Oh yeah, no, see, a game that knows its audience and what it's doing. Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah. Just going deep in there.
But no, I'm nominating Ghost of Tsushima because when you shove a knife into a guy's throat and you hear his throat gargles as he chokes to death,
That's music to your ears, Kevin?
Yes. It motivates me to do more killing. Even though my dumb uncle's like, no, that's dishonorable. I'm like, no, man, I'm going to save this island.
Oh, okay. Ghost. You really are great in all ways, aren't you, Ghost? But, okay, so, art direction. Final Fantasy VII, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Ori, and Last of Us 2. And I am absolutely giving it to Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah,
You really just either play it or see some of that, Isbot, because...
I only saw what you got, like, moments of what you played on stream, and that's about it. And that's because, I'm always at work when you guys are streaming. So I'm not even looking at the screen, I'm just, like, listening to you guys talk.
No, they took advantage of where the game takes place, and I guess it's just a really beautiful area.
I know that the weather changes based on the way you play too, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, and that also looked good.
Yeah.
And also, composing haikus in the game, I feel like was a solid point for them.
Oh, they did. They like actually made haikus for it.
Yeah,
it's pretty solid.
No, I mean you would go to certain parts in the world and you would sit down and look at beautiful, and you'd be there, and then you would.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet. I like it.
Yeah. And the way that the game, they take advantage of so many moments where they picture it and frame it as if it's a real Japanese samurai film. They really do it well. I love some of the color decisions, like when you first go into ghost mode, you slice that guy's head off, you take it off, and you show it to all of his men, and then it goes all black and white, and then you just...
I always want more samurai games.
Yeah, so, that game really picks up in that third act.
So I'm hoping Ghost of Tsushima does bring rise to more samurai games. Cause
also, that game has a black and white filter and stuff.
Because the only samurai games I can think of before Ghost of Tsushima was Way of the Samurai, and that one's that
was good for another reason.
Yeah, that was a very interesting title.
So, best narrative, the most important part of a video game.
Yes.
And you know what? Hades, Ghost of Tsushima, Final Fantasy VII, 13 Sentinels. I have never even seen that.
I've been wanting to play it, but I never got my hands on it. But
also, you don't have any room.
Well, no, it'd be on the PlayStation 4. It's exclusive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a PS4 exclusive. So that's why I never got it, because it's a PS4 exclusive, and I just haven't had the time. Also, I noticed that it wasn't exactly what I expected it to be, because it's more like a action adventure.
Yeah.
As I'd probably put it. But I thought it was gonna be more like their other games, where it's like more like visual novel kind of. Because it's the same.
Oh yeah, you got such a hard on for those visual novels.
I do like my visual, because I love games like Zero Escape. So I'm probably going to guess that probably has a good story to it. So I want to get my hands on it.
I'll give 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim really, points. Written by one guy, whereas every other game here, except Hades,
has like 3 or 4.
Yeah, there's
writers.
a team of writers for the big budget games. Hades, being independent, also has one writer. I'll give those games credit. I know exactly where this reward is going.
The Last of Us. Well, anyway, I want to play for 13 Sentinels to get on there. By the way.
I feel
that's quite impressive, because I don't know who gave it the nomination, because I didn't think it was gonna be
Someone who played the game, I imagine.
probably because like how do they get nominations? Does a certain number of reviewers have to give it to them or
It's
something?
decided upon by some committee. I think the jurors who vote and the committee that nominates are different. The Game Awards committee picks up the nominations.
Because that's quite surprising to see that on there. I never expected it because it was such a obscure. Because I don't think anyone else
Must be
heard
real
of it.
good.
Yeah.
Okay. Now
So,
be
yeah.
quiet. Kevin, say something.
Yeah.
Not Last of Us 2.
I know you don't like it.
It's not good.
I don't like it either.
I feel like there are more factors at play here. I think the people, if they played Last of Us 2, they would not have nominated it. I'm just saying.
I gotta say, but the writing is still good. It's just the story doesn't go places. Here's the thing that I'll say. I've come to expect game writers to try and do something, quote unquote, against the norm or trying to subvert expectations. I expect them to do it now, and in Last of Us 2, I completely saw everything that happened coming.
So when I make my video game, whenever that happens,
Right after your anime.
yeah. So should I just go based on every cliche and expectation, Chris? That way your expectations get subverted.
No, you set it up like you're going to subvert expectations, and then you don't.
Sounds good. The character just dies.
Because honestly, I wouldn't expect that. I would expect something like, oh, this character is actually going to do this, but then he goes upon the same path that he's been on the entire time. Like, holy I literally wasn't expecting that.
No, the character decided to will himself into a caterpillar. Like, what? No, that's a game. Like, oh. Last of Us 2 was okay, but the part where you played as a caterpillar was kind of weird and off-putting.
What is this, Death Stranding?
Oh, man.
Dude, that game was weird.
No, dude, you have to go on a quest for, like, a caterpillar, I imagine.
I think I played Death Stranding for, like, 5 minutes, and I was like, I'm done.
Oh, if you could play it for like 16 hours and be like, I'm still nowhere.
I'm still done.
Speaking of Death Stranding, game direction, I mean, there's Final Fantasy VII, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Half-Life Alyx, and Last of Us. I don't know if I can particularly speak to anyone particularly winning, because I don't know how the game directors have made their decisions. I only know the final product. And I can say of these games, I like Ghost of Tsushima the most.
Fair enough.
I think the creative decisions were great in that aspect. Final Fantasy VII, some creative decisions there sort of fall flat. Being nice about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a remake, though.
It's I'm glad that they
were trying to remake around. No, people forget there's a bunch of dank stuff in that game that they would not be able to get away with now. So
I think there should be just a separate category for remakes.
Also, does Cloud dress up as a woman and then they take him into the room?
Yes.
And then it goes to black, and then Cloud just like, oh no, my hurts a lot.
No.
No, but
That still happens. It's just that.
Is it written better than that?
No, like you used to. Okay, so what happened was you would make decisions about what dress you were going to wear, and if you made the right decisions, you got picked. And it was based on what you did. In 7 Remake, it just happens. It doesn't matter what decision you make; it just happens.
That's messed up. Yeah.
Also, there's a lot of women beating in the original. Did that make it into the remake?
I don't remember that. Like, I mean, that was completely
woman
fair.
beating?
I mean,
What?
they were in a fight.
Well, what was the woman beating?
I mean, if you're
Cloud wasn't in his right mind in this current point in time back in the day, and he would just beat all the ladies.
what?
All of them. All of them that mattered.
Is this a joke?
I don't know.
A little bit.
I've never played.
Little column A, little column B.
I was just as lost as you were. I was like, what woman beating?
Anyways,
Okay.
so we're finally here. We've made it to the
You
pinnacle.
know what game could have used some women beating? Last of Us 2.
Yes, Abby should have beat the ever-loving shit out of Ellie.
Yes.
No comment.
Oh, hey, speaking of Ellie, and did you hear about a certain transformation a certain actress made into
that
actor?
I heard that.
Yeah, I heard about this.
I never watched any of her work, so I don't know. Or at least I don't know any of her work, so or his work or whatever the correct term
I don't
is.
think he
Their
has
work.
done any work yet.
Oh. And then I guess her work then would be the correct term. Okay. I don't know how to do the
I don't know, but how
The
is
right
Umbrella
terminology.
Academy 3 gonna work?
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe
guess
they'll-
it's as good as mine.
I guess they'll just have to write that into the show now.
They're just
Man, no. Man.
they had a romance with this one person, did they? Did they have a romance going on too in that show?
A little. Well, I mean, he played a character that was quite definitively female.
I see.
And she became the character that was standing up for the women's rights. And then,
Oh.
so it's like, oh,
That's gonna be
Oh.
weird.
I no
watch
comment.
the Umbrella Academy, guys. It's a good watch.
Game of the year.
Is there a Game of the Year category?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm glad Doom Eternal made it on there. Final Fantasy VII Remake I expected. Ghost of Tsushima belongs there. Hades was a surprise when it came out earlier. Animal Crossing New Horizons is a surprise purely because I don't think it belongs here. But then there's Last of Us 2, which I was expecting.
Why? How did this make it to every single list? Last of Us Part 2?
Why wouldn't it have? I mean,
Well,
it's
I
that
mean,
kind
there
of
might-
game.
Yeah. I mean, who's even
Again.
played it?
Again, I think there are more factors. I don't think the people nominating
Game
Last
of the
Us
Year,
are
though,
not playing it.
is Crusader Kings 3, hands down.
Okay, there's his month's vote.
Okay,
Yeah.
but until then, Ghost of Tsushima will hold the trophy until the game comes up.
Well,
That's what I want to win. Ghost deserves it. I mean, as much as I'll rag on 7, I still had an amazing time with it. I think it's an amazing, well-made game. It belongs to be nominated. It doesn't deserve to win.
Animal Crossing, I think, should,
No.
you know, I think
I
it's
like
up there.
it. Believe me, I like Animal Crossing. That doesn't.
Do we
deserve-
live in a world where Animal Crossing would win? No, it's not.
I think we do, Kevin. I think you'd be surprised. I think we do.
No, and then Animal Crossing's like, oh, we may have been exposed to COVID, and then Animal Crossing will have
So,
to go
Chris,
away.
I'm assuming next week we're going to announce the winners, right?
We can talk about the winners. We can
Okay.
talk about Game Awards twice in a row. I don't mind.
No.
And then we gotta set up our own award show.
Yeah,
I hope it's not Last of Us 2. I said it before. Guard that game.
But yeah, we should make our own award show.
the Beanstalk presents The Last of Us 2. All nominees are not Last of Us 2.
That's actually a good idea.
But yeah, no, we'd have, of course, you know, Game of the Year.
Mhm.
We should have. I think we should have like one for each season too, like a summer, spring, and fall release.
Epic.
Yeah, winter release. No, we don't talk about that.
Yeah, no, and then we give it to Cyberpunk. We haven't even played it yet, but yeah, Cyberpunk.
I know. To be
For
fair
a
though,
game that is coming out.
to be fair though, by the time we do make our award show, Cyberpunk should be out.
Where's the category of games that came out on time and weren't delayed? Where's that category?
Oh, best delayed game would be one of the awards.
Oh, yeah. Man.
Oh, I forgot another game. Oh no, that's still in early access, so I guess it doesn't count. So you know what? There you go. We won't do early access games.
Yeah.
I think that should be a rule.
Okay.
Yes.
End of episode.
Yeah.
Alright, Isma, say
Have fun,
something.
guys. See ya.
Say
Been
something,
good.
Isma, quickly.
I will say something and Ismont will laugh.
Oh,
Did you
what?
know that Marth is gay?
Really?
Did you know that Martha's a chode?